Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Rip
Oh,
Griffin
Knockers.
Show.
Hey,
Man, you're totally interrupting my monologue here.
well, I just saw a little section there where you can scroll over on your phone. You can see everybody.
Ah, okay. Well, anyways, welcome to this episode of the
My
Rip
bad.
Griffin Show. We're doing things a little different this evening, but we're back. It's Monday. We've been away from the Monday sports talk with Cooters, so we're getting back into that this evening. So, but also too, we have a special guest on the show today, Cooter. But first of all, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How you been doing?
Doing pretty good. We got one of your good buddies that you grew up with, Garrett Carter. Garrett, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Hey, first of all, I want to know, what was Cooter like as a kid?
Baseball player, but he was a good friend always. We've always kept in touch. Um,
Did he ever
family, really,
did he ever get on your nerves?
always. Everybody did.
Oh man, I just had to ask because I've
Very,
always been.
very easy to get on his nerves.
I just had to ask because I've always been curious what Cooter was like as a kid. So
Actually, I was always under the impression that he was family. Really, our parents were always, they not grew up together. They knew each other, so it was really just that's what it was.
okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. He is a good guy, so we'll say that though.
No doubt.
But anyways, hey, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk about your playing career as a semi-pro basketball player, and also I know you're doing a lot of great things within the community. So first of all, I wanted to just kind of jump in and talk about your playing career. Where did you play, and how long did you play, and what was that experience like for playing semi-pro basketball?
Well, when I graduated high school, I went to Cedar Valley College in Dallas, junior college. That didn't last long. I ended up getting in some trouble and had to go on vacation for a while. And then once that was over, I started playing semi-pro for the ABA, which was actually the first professional league before the NBA took over back in the day. So if you ever see those red, white, and blue basketballs, that's the ABA ball. So that's the league I played for.
Nice.
The team was the West Texas Whirlwinds out of Midland. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of ABA teams everywhere. But my experience was it was really good. My mind wasn't where it should have been, and I didn't take full advantage of my situation. But I learned from it, and that put me where I'm at now. But we traveled. We had games in Dallas, Colorado, San Antonio. It was good competition. There was a lot of guys that went overseas from our league, from our team. It lasted, I think I played 2.5 years. And I just work got in the way of it, and I had to just work. I started working on the rigs, and that took over. So I had to do that. I ended up getting married, and it kind of put a hold on playing.
Right. So what was the best place you ever played at?
Um, I liked playing in Dallas. It was always a good trip, and the competition was always really good in Dallas. There was a lot of competitors, and it was tough basketball. It's the guys that played in the ABA. Everybody was trying to make it, so it wasn't no slacking. Everybody was, pedal to the metal always, and the competition was really good, and I fed off that. So I say Dallas. Dallas was always fun. Denver, we went to Denver. It was everybody was from here, and we went up there, and none of us could breathe worth a damn because the elevation it messed. Yeah, we weren't ready for that, but it was really fun. It was a good experience.
I was going to ask what was the atmosphere like there in Denver?
Oh man, we were tired walking in the gym.
Really? Wow.
I mean, not really, but
I thought,
of course, you know, we weren't getting paid a lot for that. The ABA, it's really based off where you're at. We had a coach that funded pretty much everything on his own. He's the one that took us to the games. He's the one that paid for the gas. He would pay for our hotels. So we didn't really get money from that. But there are teams and organizations out there that have, in bigger cities, that have, you know, more door money when the people come and the guys can actually, you know, make money off of it. But we had a guy that just gave us everything he had and made sure we had a place to play. So we all had jobs on our own as well. So we weren't in full, complete basketball training shape. So when we went up there, it was definitely a surprise, and it definitely made a big difference in all of our ability, just not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
Me for sure.
No, I mean,
will admit it's a whole different training method too. Going up there, you got to train your body and everything. A whole different way.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like we were playing with one of those training masks on.
I don't know how
wow.
people do that.
That's that's pretty rough, especially when you walk out the bus and you know you can't breathe. But you know, your coach, it's pretty awesome that he was able to provide all that for you and your teammates to. That way you can just focus on the game of basketball.
Sure.
You can go out, play your game, do what you need to do, and so that's a good guy to have, you know, there in your as a player.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this: do you think you can still play today?
No, I mean I can play, but I can't play at all on that level. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with colon cancer, stage 2 colon cancer, and I had part of my intestines removed, and then I had osteomyelitis in my feet, in both feet, and I've had over 20 surgeries on my feet. I ended up losing my big toe was amputated on my right foot, and I had part of my little toe taken out, so I got like 8.5 toes. And then my left foot is broken right now because of the bone disease. But, you know, I can't get out there and run and play and jump anymore. That's why I'm giving back to the kids. That keeps me busy.
You know, you're a walking, living, breathing survivor. And man, I kudos to you, man. That's awesome to hear that you're, you know, what you're doing, you're still going, and that's awesome to hear. So, you know, thanks for sharing that story with us. So you mentioned your transition from the court and then now off the court. So talk to a little bit about what you're doing within your community to promote the game of basketball, as well as you know, what you're doing for the kids of your community.
Well, when I graduated, I left here and I was gone from this area for 12 years. I didn't never think I was going to come back here. Then when I did, I was just coming back to work, and then I started coaching a little dribblers league. It was just one season, and I don't know, I guess after my surgery and my amputation, I fell out of love with the game because I couldn't play it anymore, and I didn't have the opportunity where I was at to give back to the game. So I fell out of love with it. I hated it, and I hated it because I couldn't do it anymore, and it was my passion. So when I came back here and I coached those kids for that one season, then we had a all-star team. We took to Lubbock. I just fell back in love with it, and I fell back in love with the side of it that I was going to college for. I was going to college to be a coach, and I never really got the experience to do it. I know the game, I can pass it on, but I didn't really have the experience with the kids and the parents and the whole deal. So after that tournament in Lubbock, I just fell back in love with the game, and we started a traveling team, and I've just been going with it ever since. And we started at the gym in Wink, and then we moved to Kermit, to our old rec center. I mean, a rec center that me and Cooter grew up playing in. They had floor from the 50s in there and old metal goals.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see it now, though, man. My gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
As-
it's we got new goals, new floor, new pads for the walls. They painted. It's a completely different environment in that gym.
Do you think the changes? Do you see that in the kids coming out and being more excited to come out and practice and play?
Absolutely, it changed the whole environment. They were coming anyway because that's what they wanted to be. You know, I opened it up for the whole community. I posted on Facebook constantly. I still do. It's open for everybody. I go from 6 to 7 is first grade or kindergarten through 6th grade, and then 7 to 8 o'clock at nights, my 7th grade through seniors, boys and girls. Doesn't matter who you are, who your parents are, none of that. See, in small towns, there's a lot of politics, and well, it's anywhere, but
Absolutely.
politics will overrun your talent in a small town easily, and that's just something I don't agree with. So it's not open just for the kids that, you know, parents have good jobs and company men, and it's open for everybody. It's open for the kids that share a bedroom with their 3 brothers because they're broke. It's open for everybody. Everybody can come play basketball. And one of my mentors told me basketball is a vehicle of life, and you can learn everything you want from it.
Exactly.
So that's my mentality. And I mean, I got kids, they're mad if they're not at practice. They want to be there. They've all bonded. They bonded with me. They come running the gym, giving me hugs. They hug each other. I make them be tough. I make them, you know, I don't let them be soft. I want them to compete. I want them to be the best athletes they can be. And that doesn't just mean basketball. For any sport they want to play, track, football, baseball, softball, volleyball, we work out. We do footwork drills. We do hand-eye coordination drills, and it's just geared towards basketball because that's what I can give.
Right. So
It's for everybody. It's for the whole community.
So let me ask you about how many kids do you coach?
The most I've had in there is 50 at one time.
Wow.
I go Monday through Friday. I travel with my high school team. We got a tournament coming up this weekend. I work out with them every morning.
Where's that tournament at?
It's going to be in Big Spring at the YMCA. It was in San Angelo, but they canceled it, so they moved it to Big Springs. We're going to play Saturday and Sunday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man. You got lots going on your plate, but it's all for the good of the community, which is awesome to hear.
For sure. Yeah, like I was saying, we work out from 5:30 in the morning to 6:30, 1 hour. And it's summertime. These guys, I got high school guys that, you know, are showing up to the gym at 5:15 in the morning to work out. And I'm not begging them, I'm not asking them. It's not mandatory, it's not required. I told them I'm gonna be there. I do my part and they do theirs. They come, they show up. So Monday through Friday we work out 5:30 to 6:30. Then we do weights, just weights. We're lifting, getting stronger. And then Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 6 to 7 is, well, like I told you, the little kids and then the older kids. But it's basketball all week. They get all they can handle.
That's awesome, man. And I know this whole pandemic thing that's been going on, has that slowed down the kids coming in to play, or are they still ready to go?
No, it hasn't at all. I don't know. I got my own personal beliefs about that, and I'm not gonna. I know it's a real thing. I know people are getting sick from it, but I also know people are dying from a whole bunch of other things every single day.
Right.
And you can't pick and choose what you care about. You care about everybody, or you just care about what the media tells you to care about. And I'm not gonna let it stop what I'm doing, because not only do the kids need it, but I need it. I need to be there. I told them I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. And I told the parents, I totally understand if you don't want to let your kid come. That's your child. I get it. I'm just their coach. But they're all the parents are like, nah, we'll be there. My kids will be there. That's where they want to be. They put it on their children to make that decision, and they're all there. It hasn't changed anything. And if it does, we'll go outside.
There you go.
And we have.
I mean, they technically tell you to quarantine together, and that's what y'all are doing anyway. Y'all all been together since
Yeah.
shit even happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, man, you've got lots going on, and it's great to hear what you're doing for the community. It's these kids. I mean, they need sports as not only as a way to stay connected to the game, but it also builds great character for not only now but as they get older as well. And man, what you're doing right now is phenomenal with these kids, and I applaud you for sticking with it. And basketball is your dream, and you're still eat, breathing, and sleeping, and doing all the sweat and tears just on a different platform now, which is phenomenal to hear.
Yes, sir.
But man, I appreciate you coming on just for a little bit, sharing your story with us.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to do this again pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We like I said, we go to our tournament this weekend. We actually had a guy, one of our starters, broke his toe last night. We had a scrimmage and he broke his damn toe.
Oh man.
So he'll be out, but we got a bunch of little guards that are ready to go play and run and see what happens. It's going to be our first tournament together, our first game together. We won our scrimmage last night. So I'm excited to let them go work and compete. That's they put in all the work on their own. They're up there. I'm not begging them to come. They're there every day, every chance the gym's open. I've given them a key to the gym, the guys that I trust, the older guys. They have a key that they can go anytime to go get work, and they do. They take advantage, or they wouldn't have it. You know what I mean? And as a kid, I wish I would have had that. I wish I would have had somebody grab me with my head and tell me, get in the gym. This is why. You can go to college. You don't have to sit here and work in the oil field, and you can do whatever you want to do. And I just didn't have that. My dad told me you just got to work, and which is true. But it doesn't mean you just have to work here. You can go create a life for yourself.
Exactly.
And if you want it through basketball, the sports, or school, whatever, you just got to chase it. You can't let nobody outwork you for your dream.
That's exactly right, man. Garrett, I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome to come on anytime. Best of luck to you this weekend with the tournament. And we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Much love to y'all.
All right, guys.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
love you, dude. I'll talk to you this weekend after your tournament.
Yes, sir. Later.
Bye, man. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Pretty good guy, huh?
That was awesome, man. Lots of good things going on in his community that he's a part of. So it's fantastic to hear about that.
Yeah, he's doing great things, man, for Kermit. I'm real proud of him.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. There we go. So, man, what's been going on? How are you been? We didn't get to do a show last week because of my schedule, which is, I apologize about that. But
life happens. Everybody gets busy. I've been doing much of anything, just working. I'm in Kermit right now, actually.
Oh, really?
Go back Wednesday. Come back Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Well, so Ian, we got some interesting stuff going on in the sports world over the last week. But first of all, we got some baseball going on right now. I kind of want to do some scores real quick, do a little play-by-play. So, Ian, right now we've got a couple games going on, and if you're listening to this or watching this on Monday, you'll know these. If not, you'll hear about them tomorrow. But Astros are up 5-1 right now, at the bottom of the sixth over the Royals. And
who's on the mound? Do you know?
On the mound right now is, give it a second here. We are loading. It was McCullers came off right now. It's Cy Snead is on the mound for the Astros. Actually, they're up 6-1 now over the Royals. It looks like.
Hey, quick question. Why did Verlander not want to go to KC?
He's pitching on Thursday or Friday.
Did you hear about that?
I know he didn't travel with the team, but I don't know why he didn't go. I figured it was because he was pitching and he didn't, or he's pitching on opening day. So there was really no need for him to
I
go.
mean, I caught the tail end of an interview. Yeah, I caught. I didn't know exactly what it was. I caught the tail end of his interview. Just know he said if they do travel or whatnot, he's not going to travel. But that doesn't make sense if he's going to be pitching.
Yeah, it's
He need to expose himself.
he threw a session I think yesterday, and he'll be the opening day starter come Friday. So I figured that's why he didn't travel with the team, because there was no need for him to, since they're only playing 2 games in Kansas City.
Right.
So
sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Indians are up on the Pirates 11-7. White Sox are over beating the Cubs 5-3. That one's in between the innings and the 8th inning. The Angels are beating the Padres. So that game you were just watching. 1-0, top of the 5th. Diamondbacks and Dodgers just got started. It's 2-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 2nd. And in Oakland, Athletics are losing to the Giants 3-1. And we had 2 finals today. Nationals beat the Orioles 4-2, and the Phillies and Yankees tied 2-2. So we got some good baseball going on as we are doing a podcast.
Why are we doing ties?
What's that? You still there?
Back connection there. Is that me or is that you?
It might be you. I think you're having a bad connection. Wait. Oh,
I'm here.
We lost Cooter.
Hang on. Are we there?
No.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. But anyways, we're gonna take a quick.
First technical difficulty. Hey.
Technical difficulties on the podcast tonight. All right. Well, let's keep going. Let's talk about some football news. The Washington Redskins have been pretty much forced to change their name. Now, that's something we talked about on the last podcast, but we knew it was a possibility it was going to happen, but now it actually has happened. So I don't know. I would feel that they were pressured into changing their name. Now, supposedly they're supposed to have something in place, a new name by the time spring training or training camp starts. And that's just what, a week or 2 away? Are they supposed to?
The Chiefs and Texans reported today. I think that's just rookies. The veterans report next week.
Okay.
But yeah, you are technically. Yes, you're all right. Yeah.
So training camp opens up. We'll call it next week for them. And they're just Washington. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. There's a lot of logistics that are going to have to happen, a lot of marketing, especially with your apparel. Now, one thing I did hear, which I found was kind of interesting, that when a team goes through a rebrand similar to what the Redskins are going to be doing, they might have a better following of fans because this is something new and that's fresh. What do you think about that? Do you think?
I think that's just. That's human nature. I think everybody gravitates to something new, something different.
Yeah, I still think they need to go with the Washington Sentinels.
I'm sold on Red Tails, man.
Red Tails, that was the other one. You know, that's going to be an homage to the World War II Tuscany fighters.
Tuskegee, I cannot say that word.
Is it Tuskegee or is it something different?
Tuskegee or hell, man, I don't know.
But anyways,
I know what it is. I know what took place. I just can't say the word. Hell, I have a hard time saying spaghetti sometimes. I mean,
that's the same thing. Do you say Italy or Italy?
Exactly. Potato, man.
Or, a lot of people say Italian, or is it Italian? Potato.
Exactly.
But this is going to be interesting to see how the Washington Redskins proceed with this name changing. And of course, they also have had some other things come up in the limelight over the last week that seems to be a lot more serious that have gone on within the front office. And that is the mistreating of women in the office place.
Yes, that's very
So
unfortunate.
so
It
the
does not need to happen anywhere.
no, and I almost wonder if this new information that comes out is going to lead to Dan Snyder having to give up his team.
Happened to Donald Sterling. I mean,
Exactly.
but technically he was caught red-handed doing inappropriate things or saying inappropriate things.
Right.
I don't think Dan Snyder is actually connected to this. They got their Washington law firm handling the case. Everybody that was accused has already stepped down or been forced out. But if you say that, the NFL don't. I mean,
No, they
they don't
have
tolerate stuff
yeah, they
like
have
that,
a zero tolerance to this type of stuff. And
in which they should.
exactly. And honestly think we're going to see the same thing happen like we saw in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's unfortunate for these women to have to go through this, especially in a sport that is predominantly dominated by male, but still they have uh, they should have the same equal rights and the same should be treated the same as a male employee. And it's unfortunate
Absolutely.
for these women to have to go through that stuff. But this type of situation, it starts with the owner, whether he knew about it or not. He's the one that's going to ultimately have to probably give up his team, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's the big dog. He's the majority owner. This all happened under his watch.
It starts at the top, and we'll know more when
what's the team gonna be worth if they try to sell it? I mean, he can set the rate.
I don't know. I think Coach Hay wanted to go in on buying the team. We can all afford it. You know, I'm sure we can all afford to be, partial owners of the team. But we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
I've never been to Washington. I wouldn't mind going.
Do it. We're having more.
I've never been to DC. I wouldn't mind going.
Oh yeah, no, I hear it's great, especially in the springtime. But anyways, we'll see what happens come, next coming weeks. We'll see what happens with Washington. But now I kind of want to change gears, talk a little college football because that's coming up, and right now it looks like possibly the Big Ten and I think the Pac-12 as well. They are going to go to an all-conference season. How's that going to look?
The Ivy League, even they're not even going to play.
Yeah.
What does that look for Notre Dame? Because they're not even in a conference.
They should have joined the ACC when they had the chance.
They're not going to be. I mean, seriously, what's Notre Dame going to be doing? It's like the last episode of Fresh Prince when Will's just sitting there in their furniture in their living room. And there's Notre Dame. There's nothing to do.
I saw that. I saw that picture. But Notre Dame was one of those teams that
was pretty wild.
That was on the rise, and they were supposed to have a great season this year. But with them possibly not being able to play, this is going to be interesting now because what are they going to do? I know their basketball team is a part of a conference in the ACC, but the football, we may not have Notre Dame football.
Oh, that is a historic team.
It is.
Very historic.
Every time I watch Rudy, the movie Rudy, I cry. and
part?
Throughout the whole movie, the whole movie, when they go and they put all of the team's jerseys on the coach's desk, this is for Rudy, coach Rudy. And then at the end, I'm getting goosebumps now. At the end, when the whole stadium's going, Rudy, 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 it gives you goosebumps. I got them right now. But
Did you know who that actor is that played Bebop, the guy he tutored? You know who that is?
nuh-uh.
John Farva.
Oh, that
Farva.
guy. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize that was him
Yeah.
for like the longest time. He does not look the same.
No. But
That's a young guy. That's a young guy.
you know, uh, Notre Dame is one of those schools that you may have your alma mater that you graduated from, but you will always, if Notre Dame is playing, you can watch Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
I mean, I grew up a UT fan. Now I'm a Penn State fan because I went to Penn State for a little while. But if Notre Dame is playing, hey, I'll turn on them and watch the gold the gold and blue hit the field.
Gold and blue through and through.
That's right. But anyways, we'll see what happens this come college football season because like I said, the Big Ten and the Pac-12 are going to an all conference season, which is going to be interesting. So how it's going to work out, we don't know yet, but we'll see what happens come college football season. Because actually, I think the University of Texas right now is going to be operating. They're gonna go through with their season so far, and they're gonna have fans in the stands.
Really? UT's going to have fans in the stands, and the Steelers are going to start off week 1 with no fans in the stands against the Giants.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay. So Cooter's getting riled up here. So we're going to go ahead and change gears a little bit. But another player, we're going to switch gears to baseball. Another player has opted out, and this time it's for great reasons, because I completely understand his logic in wanting to opt out, and that's the San Francisco Giants catcher Buster Posey. Now he's opting out primarily because him and his wife are adopting twin girls, and given everything that's going on right now, he feels that if he were to contract the virus, he doesn't want to. I mean, obviously these twin girls will be in jeopardy of catching the virus as well, and they're going to be in they're premature, so they will be in the NICU.
That kind of raises the stakes a little bit too, doesn't it?
It does, and so I can understand why he's wanting to opt out for the season. Is for the safety of these girls, his wife, and himself as well. So I think more and more people, more and more players are probably, as the season, since we're fixing to get going here pretty soon, we might see a few more players start to opt out. We still have a couple in Houston that have not made the team yet, in Jordan Alvarez and Jose Urquidy. I can never pronounce his name right.
Urquidy. That's right.
Am I right?
I got a good friend of mine I went to high school with that same last name. Yeah, it's Urquidy.
Okay. I never can pronounce the name right. But anyways, those two guys are on the IL right now, the 10-day IL. So we don't know if those guys are going to come back. Houston also has a reliever, Joe Smith, that has not said he's going to opt out yet, but all signs are probably leading towards that he will. I believe he's got a mother that is kind of a high risk. So he doesn't want to possibly contract it and pass it on to her as well. So we don't know if he's going to be in camp yet or on the opening day roster. So we still players are coming out of the woodworks little by little, but it'll be interesting to see as opening day does come up later on this week that if we see more and more players opt out.
I'm willing to bet we do. I mean, especially the ones with kids. Or because a lot of these players have their families living with them.
This is all going to be new. Like it's hard to not have a show where we don't talk about COVID-19. It's just kind of ingrained.
I wish we could have one, but we don't.
Yeah, it's kind of ingrained into us now because it kind of changes our perspective on how we go about doing things. Not just in sports.
Everyday life.
Exactly.
You got to wear a mask. Just go get a freaking zucchini if you needed it.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. That's the truth.
it is. It's definitely changed the landscape of how we do things going not only now, but as we proceed in the future. So something interesting came out today. Actually, right before we jumped on the podcast, that the NFL.
You better not. Okay, I about to say something else because I got something else to tell you, and I thought you were about to say what I was going to say, and I was going to get you mad.
Okay. Well, what?
I got some breaking news. What's
Okay.
your breaking news first?
Well, I was going to
Mine's
say.
baseball related.
Okay, this is football related. So, what?
Okay, you go ahead.
You want to flip a coin, see who goes first?
You go ahead, buddy.
Okay. All right. So the NFL has sent a proposal to the players that they are offering no preseason games.
Good. The players don't want them anyway.
That is something that has been talked about for years. And now they won't have preseason games, which is good. I mean, they canceled the Hall of Fame game coming up. So, these guys, these players, they can practice. They can do inter-squad scrimmages. They can scrimmage against other teams, similar to what's going on in baseball. But I think the preseason's too long. Guys get hurt before the season starts, and then their careers in jeopardy. So I think this is going to be great. This is something that I hope football, the NFL, sticks with going forward. Because
I wish they would cut it down to at least to 2. I wouldn't say completely cut it out. It doesn't need to be 4 weeks. It does not need to be a month long.
No. I mean, I can see where 2 comes in. I think, but 4 is definitely too long. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe the NFL will kind of get the reviews back from the players, and this is something that maybe they might put into place going forward. So that was my breaking news. What's your breaking news?
Fauci's throwing out the first ceremony pitch.
Your boy Fauci.
Mm-hmm. This guy didn't want no sports at all, and he's going to go out there and put his grimy hands on a baseball and throw it to somebody, huh? Irony, buddy.
Do you think he's
going to
Do you think he's going to have gloves on so he doesn't try to cross-contaminate?
If he's going to want to say some face of his, he better have a nitrile or plastic, whatever they're called, plastic glove on, medical surgical glove, whatever the little blue thingies, whatever color they are. And so over that guy.
Oh man. Well, that's going to be interesting to see what happens. That game is on Thursday, and they're playing the Yankees. It's going to be Cole versus Scherzer. Who do you think is going to win that game?
Garrett Cole versus Scherzer. I'm going to take the Nationals 3-2.
Nationals 3-2. Okay. Then I'm going to go against you on this one. I'm going to go Yankees, primarily just because I want to have some controversy here. So,
okay.
So I'm going to go. Huh?
All right, let's get it.
So I'm going to go Yankees over Nationals. I'm going to say 4-1. I think the Nationals. I think the Nationals.
They're going to say you're going to disrespect Scherzer like that?
Yeah, because they beat the Astros. But
2-time Cy Young winner, man.
Well, I think Garrett
Cole
Cole
just got paid. He hasn't won shit.
I think Garrett Cole is going to be a little upset that he didn't get the Cy Young nor a World Series win. So I see him coming out.
I would agree with that.
I see him coming out and being pretty dominant, and I'm gonna write this down 4-1. So ruining the Nationals World Series banner hanger. that's being hung up this
That's
weekend.
right. They got under their ceremony and all that. Okay.
Yeah, I think Garrett Cole is going to ruin their ceremony. So, and then game 2 of opening day. So this is fun. We have baseball to talk about now. There's actually games.
We got sports to talk about. So
It's exciting.
Nothing.
Okay, so game 2 is the Dodgers versus Giants. I think that one's a no-brainer, honestly. I'm gonna go Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah. That one's easy. So, man, what else you got for us on tonight's episode?
Well, I know that the Redskins, going back to football, they hired back Terry Bateman, who was their chief marketing officer back in 06. They hired him back to rebrand the team, help on the name change. Ron Rivera is on board with staying the head coach. You know, poor guy. He walked into a crap show.
He kind of just. I think the Panthers kind of did him wrong, but
I think he can change the culture in Washington.
I think so too. I think he's the right man for that job. It's just unfortunate.
His daughter's going to work for the team too.
Really?
To me, that speaks volumes, considering the allegations that came out. His daughter is going to have a job with the team.
So that's good. They got some fresh faces coming in that would kind of help change the culture and the dynamic of the organization, which is good. There needs to be change within that organization. So hopefully Ron Rivera can kind of get the Redskins back onto their tradition and their winning ways.
What I don't understand about the NFLPA, kind of switching gears a little bit, but the trying to get the season started, they're not doing what MLB and the NBA are doing, where if you opt out of a season, you don't get fined, punished, or whatever. Well, the NFL, as of right now, if you don't opt out, you're getting. I mean, if you do opt out, you're getting fined.
Really? That's messed up.
Exactly. That's why I think it's going to be hard for them to actually kind of start a season on time or do something. You have Russell Wilson. He's about to have a baby. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't. And there's no medical. They have nothing in place to secure the players or whatnot.
Wow.
So I know that 2 out of 3 teams have approved the emergency response plan, as far as they want to test every day, but they have to have the union sign off on it, and for that to happen, if it does happen, that's the only way more than 20 people can be in one room together.
Right.
And
interesting.
They've only, I don't know, man. I'm not. I was optimistic about NFL starting, but I don't think NFL and NFLPA are on the same page.
Wow. One thing you just mentioned the NBA. I just saw before we came on as well that they have had, since the NBA has been basically in their bubble down in Florida, they've had 0 positive cases of COVID-19.
Zion left. Did you hear about that?
No.
He had to leave for a family emergency. It's not disclosed when he left. I'm kind of thinking they could put this all thing together because Zion, everybody wants to see Zion play this year.
Right.
Obviously. And they're going to have possibly your biggest star besides LeBron.
Yeah.
Missing a season. And so let's try to figure out something to get the season together. Then you have one of your biggest guys leave. Are they going to have to quarantine him? Because he by the rules, he shouldn't have left. And if he leaves, he's quarantined for 2 weeks.
I think they're going to have to. I think that's just how it's going to have to be for right now until things change. But I don't know. It's interesting that he just left, but
they built a barbershop there yesterday or a few days ago.
They built a barbershop.
on Snapchat. Yeah, so they can get some fresh cuts.
Man, the own little NBA community there in Florida. That's interesting. Take me to the barber shop.
You know what's strange too about the NFL is it's obviously a contact sport, especially for the linemen. You're touching people, you're exchanging sweat. I mean, you're touching people. It's not like baseball at all because you're kind of social distancing to an extent, unless you're on base.
Unless you're on first. I would say first or third.
Yeah, first, exactly. We're in the dugout.
Yeah.
So the NFL wants them to, oh yeah, you can play, but we can't do no jersey swaps. What's the difference of me tackling the same guy I wanted to get my jersey to?
Right.
And then once you're done, you can't even shower in the locker room. I don't think the NFL's got it together personally. I don't think so. I want to be hopeful.
I don't know. I think this kind of goes back to the way Roger Goodell has kind of run the league, and there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of negativity that some say that he's not the right man for the job. It's same in baseball as well with your guy Manford, but I don't know.
That's my boy. I'm gonna tell you.
I like getting you riled up.
So much.
I like getting you riled up a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what football does and basketball as well, because both of those sports are. I know we've talked about this before that there's contact. You're going to be within less than 6 feet within each other. So how?
Shit, not even that. Look at your linemen. They're
inches.
less than a foot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're going to be the ones I think high risk. Anything.
I almost wonder if they're going to have to get rid of the linemen, have the linebackers 6 feet from the line of scrimmage.
The game might go 7-on-7 if you don't watch it. No line, just receivers and a quarterback.
And instead of tackling, make it flag football, NFL style.
Michael Vick was onto something when he created that flag football
game. Oh man!
Y'all laughed at me now. Look at us. Now we can't touch nobody. We play flag football. I'm in the league now.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Different times, different measures. So, man, what else you got for us? What else? That's about all I have.
That's about all I got too, bud.
I got one thing to end the show on. Okay. So, have you heard there are going to be cardboard cutouts at baseball games?
I did. I got a good friend of mine. I bought 4 of them already.
Really? So let me.
Yeah, he bought 4 of them in Arlington. Yeah.
So, the Oakland Athletics, I think they're the team that has probably the best marketing strategy to this, because you can send them a picture of you and they'll put you on a cardboard or whatever. So and you pay like $100 or whatever, and if you upgrade, say another $50, they'll put you in a basically foul territory where you can get possibly a foul ball. And if that ball hits your poster, then they'll send you the foul ball.
Right. Yeah.
So, but now all these other teams are starting to do this, and I wanted to ask you, are you going to do it?
I'm not going to lie and say I haven't thought about it.
See, it's catchy.
Hey,
but
I put my stuff out there. I put my mom, my dad, my brothers, my kids. Hey, let's get some foul balls here, huh? I mean, it just ups your chances, doesn't it?
But I don't know if all teams are going to do that, though. Because
I asked my buddy about that today. He allegedly, but he said he did that. I haven't looked into it to see if the Rangers are doing it, but I think a lot of teams are going to catch on to it.
I think so. The Astros are going to do something similar as well, where you pay $100 and they'll put you in the outfield. but I don't know. I mean, if I'm going to spend $100, I mean, I like to get something from the game. Send me a foul ball or send me an autographed jersey. Is that too much to ask for?
I mean, autograph jersey might be soon. I mean, not, unless it's from Rocket or what's the Astros? Orbit.
Orbit. Yeah, send
They
me an
might, they
Orbit.
might send you an
Yeah,
autograph jersey of Orbit for $100.
heck yeah. I'll take Orbit. He's actually on my bookshelf right now.
I don't see why teams wouldn't do that. I mean, it's just going to add revenue to to what you're losing. I mean, you're obviously losing money, so why not try to create new money?
Exactly. Well, we
I
got
think it's a great
a
idea.
breaking news. The Astros have won 6-3 over the Kansas City Royals.
Nice.
Yep. So, breaking news there.
I'm not an Astros fan. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
from
okay.
Texas, but I'm not a fan of the Astros. You know this.
Oh yeah, I know. It just came across, so I figured I'd just throw that out there for.
Oh no, I know that's cool. No, hell, I like to know. No, I don't give a shit.
Oh man, so that's all I got, man.
Well, it's good talking to you.
Same here. We'll do this again next week. Hopefully, schedules will be a little bit better. Definitely shout out to Garrett for coming on the show with us and sharing his story, which is great to hear what he's doing within the community as well. So it's pretty awesome, and best of luck to him this weekend as his team goes on to play some basketball, which is great, especially with everything else that's going on.
Absolutely, Garrett's a awesome human being, man. I love that dude. He, like you said, it is like family. Our parents are as tight as we are.
That's awesome to hear, man. Well, we'll do this again next week.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Be on days off, so I shouldn't have any hiccups. So.
Awesome. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Rip Griffin Show. Remember, you can subscribe to the show on all the major podcast platforms, whether it be Apple, Google, or Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube. You can subscribe to the show. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. We will read your comments on the air. So be sure to go and check that out. Until then, we'll see you next time, guys. Take care.